play button.
So, it looks like you're like trying to start a video. Go ahead and hit the video.
What do you mean the video?
I don't know. Like, what do you see on the iPad? Like in your presentation screen.
It says tap to start recording.
Okay.
It looks like we're live. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, drag either your camera view or your intro video into the bottom screen.
We're good. I'm gonna go.
Go.
All right, hopefully this is working. Sorry for the delay. Dwayne England, Fish on Northwest, live in studio this evening, of course, and trying to get this off the ground. Had a little snafu today, had a full show lined up, had guests in studio. We were prepped and ready to go. Unfortunately, family things come up with some of the crew, and they were unable to be here, and I always tell my guys, family absolutely first. And so tonight we do not have a full-on show. I'm actually trying to multitask here, get this thing off the ground and stream it. It's not as simple as just using a cell phone, so I apologize for the delay. Had David on the phone there for a little bit, but we're getting off the ground and we got a few things to cover. So really short, condensed version. Just didn't want to leave everybody hanging. Crew will be reassembled here in a couple weeks, and we'll get this thing back off the ground. But, you know, thanks for tuning in tonight. We got plenty of folks tuning in here. And we will get through a little bit of material. It's not going to go on very long, but again, apologize. Had Robert Strong lined up to come in, and we were going to talk a lot of goose and duck hunting. He is heading after Thanksgiving down to Stuttgart for the national championships. Let me get this off here. And then, yeah, had Robert Strong coming in as a co-host. We had Kyle Bushelman lined up to discuss Chinook fisheries down there around the elk and the sixes and the late fall Chinook fishery that takes off down there in Oregon. When we start thinking about steelhead fishing up here in Washington, those guys down there on the coast are still catching bright chrome Chinook, and it's a pretty awesome fishery opportunity. We're also going to check in with Aaron Peterson up north on the snow goose hunting that's going on up there. He's got an amazing program. But we'll save that content for later on, a few weeks down the road. Lots of good insight coming from those gentlemen. Really good stuff they have going on. And let's face it, fishing around here, at least Western Washington for the most part, lots of things are very dismal, albeit there's a few fish around, there's a few opportunities. But, you know, again, today we got email notices that Southwest Washington rivers, the Cowlitz, the Kalama, the Lewis, all dropping to a one-fish limit, if not actually closing to retention. So again, the co-host stuff's getting hit hard. WDFW did announce today, though, the next 7-day opener for clam digs, which is, you know, that's going to continue to go on through the fall and winter. Again, they initiated with 5.2 million clams to have opportunity on for night digs. So look for that this coming week as that kicks off again for another 7 days on clamming. So again, I like to say it's not all doom and gloom. There was some success this last week relative to waterfowl. Sunday, if you were out shooting birds, you probably did pretty well. We had a lot of rain push in, had a lot of wind push in, usually gets the birds moving. So duck hunting was actually pretty good. A number of areas that I checked with guys had very successful hunts. And Sunday was the final day of the late season modern rifle for late buck. You had last Thursday from when we did the show in through Sunday. And lo and behold, I was actually successful in getting my buck on Sunday. Boy, what a grind. I probably logged at least 70 hours into my tree stand with my shotgun this year. Totally different approach, something new for me. If you've been following what we've been talking about, Steve Kramer and Tom Ryle been in here talking blacktail. A lot of folks have been interested in what we've been discussing relative to blacktail. And it's actually been an eye-opener this year for me. And it ended up being successful, albeit it wasn't a large deer, not one of them big ones that I had on camera multiple times, but nonetheless, it was a nice spike, at least the size of a good mature doe. And Sherry and I and family have some decent venison going into the freezer after I complete processing this Saturday, and we'll have some very nice fresh meat to look forward to. So hopefully you got out through this last week into the weekend, and we're successful either on the river, in the woods, or on the waterfowl, pursuing what you love to do and are so passionate about. A few things to remind you of. You can join us each week here live, believe it or not, except for tonight's kind of a abnormal show. But typically we're going to be live here every Thursday night, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., bringing you up-to-date content, how-tos, lots of great cooking recipes with Chef Kelly, trying to get him back here so we can record a handful more of cooking recipes, get some new ones to launch to you folks. That's coming very soon. We are very busy online, social media-wise, each and every week, each and every day, posting up content that is relevant, having insightful dialogue with you folks, and we appreciate your content and the things you bring to our attention if we miss it. Oregon, Idaho, throughout the Midwest, Great Lakes, California, all you folks are starting to chime in, and we really appreciate that. Again, we're all about conservation, preservation, opportunity to fish and hunt and get out and do what we are truly passionate about. So it's through interactivity on social media via our Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, our YouTube channel. Please go there and subscribe. Let's bust those numbers up beyond 1,000 and then really start getting it rolling there. So trying to provide a lot of insightful content each and every week, and we live on Facebook. That's where the majority of it is as far as fresh daily content. Go to our swag photo album and order up some of our wares. We got new line of hats, all kinds of decals. We have new heavier duty gauged hoodies to get you through the winter or the fall and winter. Camo patterns, solid patterns, long sleeve tees, t-shirts, all that stuff. It's all there for sale. Very, very reasonable prices, and some of the best quality work done by Sterile Inc. Located in Puyallup, Washington. They are on board as a contributing sponsor, and they do all our stuff, and we've actually sent them now a handful of you guys, and we appreciate you contacting us to ask where we're getting our stuff made. And through Sterile Inc., some of you guys have ordered some wares for your own company or your logo or brand or whatever it is you're out there pushing, and are very happy with the product. So keep that going. Give Derek and the guys over there a little help and keep that business up and going. We love to help out small business in the community. That's exactly what we're doing. And it comes down to it. This is a family-based show, and we put a lot of time and effort into this. And again, if you're just joining us, that's why we don't have a regular program tonight. Some of our crew is busy with unforeseen family events that happened in the last couple days, and they're having to take care of that. Everybody's fine, but family comes first, and so we're just going to get through a little bit of content here and call it a short evening. With that, I was contacted early in the week by Larry Stamp. Larry is a local guy here in Olympia, started an organization a few years ago, Rods and Reels in Need, and he contacted me, wanted to let all you folks know that, hey, it's the holiday season, it's the giving season, could you use a little help? They have a goal here within this next week to get 100 rods and reels to the Salvation Army out here in Olympia. Now, the thing about it is they do not accept used gear. But it really doesn't take a whole lot to go to one of your convenient big box stores and purchase a rod and reel combo. Go down to Sport go to Sportsman's, go to Cabela's, go to Fred Meyer, go to wherever it has a fishing section. Find some trout rods for kids, rod and reel combination, not going to set you back all that much. Go to Rod and Reels in Need on Facebook. Larry said that's the best way to get a hold of him. He has an army of folks throughout the community and all around that if you contact them on Facebook, Rod and Reel in Need, Rods and Reels in Need, and say, hey, I'd like to get you guys a couple rods and reels. I picked up some trout rods for kids. How do I get them to you? He will work that out with you and find some folks to meet up with you, get you those rods and reels. They're trying to acquire at least 100 new rods and reels to get to the Salvation Army by this coming Monday. So after the weekend, this coming Monday, they want to be able to deliver those rods and reels. So please, I'm asking you to get on Rods and Reels in Needs. Give them a hand up. Go purchase a couple fishing rods and reels and get them to those kids so that families in need can get kids out fishing, because kids deserve a chance. Doesn't matter what demographic they come from or what level of income their household makes. If they're in need and kids don't get to do that much, this is where we can intervene and help them out. So asking you guys to do that. A couple other things going on. December 5th will actually be our next show. We're taking next week, next Thursday off. Obviously, it's Thanksgiving. We want everybody to spend the days with their families and friends and enjoy the holiday. I'm actually going to be at work with the guys, so I might see my family. I don't know, hopefully. But that being said, we are going to take next Thursday off. So tonight's a short version. Next week is a scheduled break for the holiday. December 5th will be our next show, and it just happens to be Sportco's annual members night down there in Sportco in Fife. And if you're not a member, you can show up and purchase your membership that evening and get in and take advantage of the great sales they have going on. All different company reps will be there to talk to, whether it's specific to rods and reels and gear and hunting and rifles and just ammo. There's all kinds of reps that'll be throughout the entire store. They're there to answer questions, and they're there to help you get a good deal on a lot of the sales that will be happening. So Sportco in Fife, December 5th. Doors open at 6 p.m. for members. If you're not currently a member, you can purchase your membership and become a member of Sportco. I strongly urge you to do so. You will save money over the course of the year. It's like Costco or any other big big box store opportunity, but they really cater to the Northwest. They really put a lot of effort into all facets of fishing and fisheries and hunting and camping and pretty much anything you want to do in the outdoors. Sportco can get you there. So join us. We'll be there doing our live broadcast from Sportco. We'll set up our portable studio. We already have some great guests lined up to come in and do some interviews with some really good, insightful information. We have a guest chef that will be on hand. She's going to help us out in the kitchen with Sherry, provide you with a phenomenal smoked salmon dip that you will want to definitely take that recipe home and utilize through the holidays. Who doesn't like smoked salmon dip through the holidays? It's fantastic. Angie Vanderlinda, a lot of you folks know Shane Vanderlinda, kokanee phenom. He's just a freak about his kokanee and fishing in general. But Shane has followed us for years, very good friends of ours. Angie has agreed to step in the absence of Chef Kelly till we get him back from the duck field. And they're going to do the smoked salmon dip recipe. It is fantastic. So we'll have that as our cooking segment, basically a cold cooking segment, so that's good. And we'll have a lot of insightful information with the interviews. There is a ton of prizes to be given away, raffles happening. When we go to commercial break, we will raffle off items. Sportco is raffling off items. Santa will be there for the kids to get pictures with. Spider-Man is going to be there. Elsa's going to be there. It's an evening of a lot of folks mingling and having a good time. We'll have seating arranged for you folks to join in. Come in, join the show, grab some cider, bring the kids, have a good time, win some prizes, and just overall have a great evening. So, again, no show next week, but we will see you on December 5th live at Sportco. So, hope to see you there. Following that, December 7th, we have a steelhead seminar that's happening at Sportco. Myself, Brandon, the owner of B&R Soft Beads, and of course Joe Princeton, owner of Joe Princeton Guide Service. Brandon's going to be talking about different types or methods, opportunities, how to fish his soft beads for steelhead. Joe's going to talk about fishing WFO worms. A lot of the colors he has worked with WFO in creating color combinations and the size of worms over the last several years. Done a great job in that regard and getting new product out there in the field for us to use, and they work fantastic. So Joey's going to be there giving a seminar, which I'm going to sit in on because the guy's a wealth of knowledge in his young years. Phenomenal steelhead fisherman. If you want trophy steelhead, you want to try to find a booking on a day in the water with Joe Princeton. He's going to get you into some big trophy steelhead, no doubt about it. One of the better sticks in the Northwest when it comes to finding trophy fish. And then, of course, I'm going to cover bobber dogging and bait fishing, which is almost becoming a lost art for steelhead because the soft plastics and artificials, jig fishing, twitching, all those other opportunities have become so popular. But at the end of the day, bait still works, and I like to utilize it in December, first half of January, or through January, depending on conditions, when we are targeting hatchery brats. Bait is a definite go-to. And I'm going to cover a handful of different methods on how to present bait, whether you're fishing out of a drift boat or from the bank. So we'll talk bobber dogging and finer points and techniques there. We'll talk about jig fishing, but we're ultimately going to talk about bait fishing in different presentations. So look forward to that. December 7th, 10 o'clock, 10 to 1 p.m., raffles and giveaways, free advice, good time. Come enjoy the seminar. Hope to see you there. At both events on the 5th and the 7th, the 5th on Members Night and December 7th. Shing will be there selling our clothing wares. You can get hats from us, decals that we get done via Rapjacks. Soon to be one of our new partners as we move forward. Those guys do phenomenal work. So a lot of stuff going on here at FHN, and we want to share that with you and hope you guys come out and enjoy that. So again, we'll be live on the 5th, Steelhead Seminar on the 7th. With that, I had a photo contest out there this last week. The winner of the photo contest, you're going to get a hat, you're going to get some twitching jigs, some Get 'em Dry twitching jigs, Get 'em Dry steelhead jigs, some decals from Get 'em Dry and from FHN. Nice little prize pack put together for you. Cody Young, your Big Chinook photo that you submitted, looked like you caught that Big Chinook on Halloween. Had a fantastic day. So Cody Young's photo got the most likes. Either hit us up here on Messenger or we'll track you down, get your address and whatnot, and ship that to you. Appreciate all those that submitted photos here on our Facebook page and helped us out and making sure that, you know, folks were participating and enjoying and having fun. With that, there's not a whole lot else to cover. Again, I think I mentioned the reduction in your limit on the Southwest Washington rivers. Minter Creek did open this last week. I think it was the, I forget which day. Whoa, here's something for note. Parts of Whatcom Creek will be closing to all fishing November 22nd to December 31st. So there's another pending closure starting the 22nd, going through the 31st. Basically the end of the year, due to low numbers and needing to get egg take. Referencing Minter Creek, that did reopen November 16th, and if you didn't catch it, it's a 4-fish limit, 2 of which can be coho, or you can keep 4 chum, but you can have 2 adult chum, 2 adult coho, basically 4 adult fish out of Minter Creek, no more than 2 coho, and that goes through the end of the year. So you know, there is openings, there is closings. Most of the closings are basically, or limit reductions, are simply so that they can ensure egg take and escapement. Again, weighing heavy on the conservation side of things. I know closures suck, and I know folks are not happy about it. We continue to post those updates as often as we can on our Facebook page and get the information out there. And then, of course, we revisit that each and every week. Barnum and I try to stay on top of all that as much as we can and get you folks the right info. So with that, again, apologize. Very, very short in and out tonight. I could have a bunch of information to sit here and talk about, but I'm afraid you folks would get bored with that. So without the dialogue and the interaction with in-studio guests and you know, other folks to look at other than my mug, we're gonna wrap it up for a short show. Please remember, stay interactive with us on our Facebook page. Post questions, message us with any types of information you have that you think is relevant. We need to get out there. If you have an organization much like Larry in collecting rods and reels for kids or whatever it is, some type of event, some type of useful community information, hit us up on our Facebook page in our messenger. Get us that info. We love to share community information and get that out for folks to be aware of to make your event or your outing successful as well. Okay, with that, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the time with family. Try to get out this weekend, albeit the weather is going to be kind of jumping around a little bit, but if you have opportunity, there's still rivers that are open to go get your one coho, or, you know, go fight those chum, catch and release if you need to. Get out and enjoy. Don't forget about Black Friday opportunities relative to WDFW's excessive planting of large rainbow in a number of year-round lakes that is happening now. Matter of fact, I'm thinking of dragging the boat out this next week in pursuit of big jumbo rainbows, 2 and 3 pounders in some local lakes. So, you know, there is opportunity. Clams, crabs in the bays or the harbors, nice sized trout in our lakes, and there are things to do. Go shoot some ducks. We got some weather coming, so get out and duck and goose hunt. You know, find a way to get outdoors, find a way to get those kids outdoors, enjoy the Thanksgiving break, and we will see all you folks back here in 2 weeks, actually down at Sportco, December 5th, live event members night. Hope to see you there. All right, happy Thanksgiving. Have a good night.